Denji goes out and buys himself a beer. Power notices a cat and begins petting it. Denji claims that buying a drink is a dream come true for him. Power explains that she only enjoys the company of cats and despises humans. She also despises devils because one of them killed her pet Meowie. Makima kidnapped her before she could get Meowie back, and Meowie may be dead by now, but Power refuses to give up hope. Power is willing to tolerate humans or whatever else she needs to do if she can have Meowie back. She is skeptical that Denji will grasp her worry for a cat. Denji claims it's ridiculous for a cat, but he'll do anything to touch some breasts. Yet, he understands her if she's a dog. Power then offers to stroke her breasts in exchange for her assistance in retrieving Meowie. Denji becomes enraged at the devil that took the unfortunate cat, and as a devil hunter, he cannot remain silent and will murder that devil. The two then obtain permission from public safety to turn off the power. Power reveals that she knows where the devil is, but only Denji will be able to combat it because the devil will most likely use Meowie as a shield. Denji recalls having a pet named Pochita. He can't pet him any longer, yet he's fine in his heart. Power claims that humans are stupid since that only means Pochita died and that life in his heart is merely wretched self-comfort. Makima talks with higher-ups, who mention that they have heard of other countries deploying devils in the military, but they expect that in the future, Japan's only opponents will be devils. They inquire about Makima's squad's performance. She observes that one appears promising, while another she recently selected appears intriguing. They remind her that her job is to raise them and use them for work, and that she should not become attached to them. Following that, in the car, Aki claims that Denji is filthy and uninteresting, and wonders why Makima has such high hopes for him. According to Makima, all devils are born with names, and the more those names are feared, the stronger the devil becomes. Coffee, for example, isn't seen to be particularly frightening, therefore a coffee devil would most likely be feeble. She claims that Denji can transform into Chainsaw Devil, which she finds intriguing. Aki is still unsure whether he will be useful because everyone in public safety has a genuine aim or motivation, while Denji just wants to have fun and even believes he can be friends with devils. Power and Denji arrive on the outskirts of town, and Power points to a house, claiming the devil who kidnapped Meowie is inside. Denji hopes he doesn't need to convert into chainsaws as he walks towards the house, but Power thinks he's joking. Denji recalls that the demon will use the cat as a shield as they get closer, and he questions if Power should be this close because he can see her. Power recalls saying so, but claims she misspoke. Denji tries to hit her with his axe when she generates a blood hammer in an instant, but she hits him first and knocks him out. Denji is dragged into the home by Power. A devil informs her that she kept him waiting and that he assumed she had fled. Power explains that it took her some time to acquire some independence and that she has brought him a human as he requested. The Bat Devil then pulls up Denji, observing that his blood will be full of vigor because he is young. Denji begins to awaken, and the Bat Devil reveals that he lost his arm, forcing him to go into hiding. He holds Denji over his head and squeezes him, causing him to vomit blood. As he consumes it, the Bat Devil declares it repulsive and throws Denji away. His arm regenerates, but the Bat Devil wishes to cleanse it with another human. Denji stares at Power, who claims that humans are stupid, and he believes her. The Bat Devil observes the city but dislikes the smell of cigarettes, cosmetics, and perfume. However, he detects a pleasant perfume and declares that he will be devouring some children. Power says she delivered a human as promised and requests that Meowie be released. Bat Devil remembers saying so, but he hasn't punished her for giving him filthy blood, so he swallows Meowie. When she sees that Power, she remembers her days in the woods and how she met Meowie. She found a barely alive cat and named her Meowie after killing a bear. She chooses to bulk up before eating it. She continued to care for the cat, feeding her and anticipating the day when she would devour her. One day, while lying down on a house's roof and hearing a cat meow, Power observes that she had killed everybody she had ever met, and hearing something that isn't screaming is weird. The Bat Devil appears and kidnaps Meowie. Injured, he declares that he requires blood and that if she wants the cat back, she must bring him a person. When Power sees the Bat Devil devour Meowie, she turns to Denji and tells him that she now understands how he feels when he can no longer pat Pochita, and it's a dreadful feeling. The Bat Devil then grabs and swallows her. The Bat Devil also laments that this tasted horrible and that he needs to eat some children to feel better. He then flies towards the city, noting that he will eat some virgin, a hefty man for the main dish, and a pregnant woman for dessert. At that moment, he observes Denji clinging to his leg and sucking his blood, as though he wants him to return his breast. And quat. The devil is taken aback by this and takes Denji. Denji then pulls the rope on his chest, and when the chainsaw emerges from his skull, he cuts the demon arms and frees himself, startling the Bat Devil with his devil status. Denji spots a woman and advises her to run as the two fall into a structure. Given that he is a devil, the Bat Devil wonders why he did it. Denji hits the devil and begins to battle him. He notices other humans and warns them to flee while they battle. When the Bat Devil notices this, He takes up a car with a human inside and throws it at Denji, wondering if he will cut that. Denji manages to seize the car and hold it, declaring that he doesn't care if he saves a dude or not, and then tosses the automobile back at the demon, striking him in the face. The Bat Devil then blows Denji away with a shockwave from its mouth. The Bat Devil grabs the human from the automobile, eager to devour him and heal him, but he still hears chainsaws in the smoke and wonders how Denji is still alive. Denji, enraged, claims he has been patiently waiting but still can't get a feel. The Bat Devil becomes terrified and tosses debris at Denji, but Denji just rips his arm off before jumping and killing the Bat Devil, tearing his guts out. Subscribe to the channel and hide the bell icon for more anime recaps.